Hey everybody, welcome to JP Squared. Hang on, it is squared. I just have to pull up Jesse really fast. Hang on. Hello!
Hello, it is me, Jesse.
And I'm Jonason. And you heard that right. Jonason, not Jonathan, or Jason, or Johnson. Is Jonason. Isn't that a weird name, Jesse? Have you ever thought about how my name's really weird?
You say that like a lot of people get it wrong, so you had to like automatically start off by correcting them.
Yes. Well, I mean, in a video, I don't usually go to those lengths because I don't know who you are watching. Maybe you know me really well. Maybe you're actually me watching this, and then you know. But for everyone else, I just wanted to make sure you got it right. Jonason.
Jonason. There's only...
Yes.
I think there's only one of you in existence.
I thought that for a while, but then I looked it up on Facebook. I found one other Jonason. He's pretty cool. He also does videos, if you can believe that.
Wow.
There's a lot of pros and cons about having a weird name, and I wanted to put those out there for anybody who is just not feeling great about their weird name, or just, maybe you can think of some other good or other bad things that I forgot. But I did want to just kind of tell you about what it's like, Jesse, because everybody knows how to say your name when they read it,
Well, a lot of people get the spelling wrong, so...
Yes, I'll say
I've
that.
Seen,
yes.
I've seen way too many IEs. Way too many. Okay, one time there was a Jessy. That was strange. One time there was a Jessi. So I don't know.
But there's an obvious male and female spelling of your name. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. It's just a lot of people apparently don't know that and give me the female spelling, but
right. But that's not on purpose, and they're not really getting your name wrong. They're getting the spelling wrong.
Right. So you've had your weird name for what? As long as you've been alive?
Yes, I have. That's very observant to me. Really intuitive. But when I was a kid, I didn't really like having a weird name. I think that's probably a common thing with a lot of kids is they want to fit in, and not knowing how to say your name is a real sore thumb, or a standing out thumb. It stands out like a thumb. That's what I meant to say. When I was a little tyke, my younger cousin, who was a smaller little tyke, couldn't say Jonason, and so my grandma suggested that he call me John, and so he did, and then so did their whole family. And then I just figured, well, that's what I have to do when I go to school. I'll just be John, because I don't want people to get my name wrong. So all through elementary school, moved to Arizona, went more elementary school, junior high school, I was John. And that seems really weird now because I am not John. That's not me. I don't feel like a John. And the name John always to me just kind of felt like, it is like the John Doe, like it's a blank name,
It's kind of just like a filler name and until you get your real name.
Right. Not to say that all these people that I know whose name are John don't have a name or a personality or anything, but there are a few of you. When I was in college, I had roommates John, and Dylan, and Matt. So, I was the outlier there, Jonason. If you wanted to call me John, we could have had 3 Johns in the same house, and that would have been a problem. So it's a good thing I had a other name. Now, let's go through. I'd like to ask for the viewers' help. If I forgot anything, pros or cons about having a weird name, let me know. This might help you if you're trying to name an actual person. That's a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
Have you thought about that, Jesse?
Have I thought? Well, yes. If I ever have a daughter, I'm probably gonna name her Medley, but it's gonna be spelled Medli, which is how the character from one of the Zelda games spells her name. So it's cool because I love Zelda and it's a musical reference. I kind of like the name Nico, spelled Niko, because it has like a Japanese sound and it kind of has an Italian sound too. I can picture like a hey Nico, I don't know. So
sure.
Yeah.
It's not short for Nicholas though.
I don't know.
No.
He would just go as Nico.
Okay. That's pretty cool. My son's name is Peter. It's pretty easy to understand and to read and to say. but I do like my weird name, and we'll get to that. Here's some good. The good things about having a weird name is I'm the only one. We talked about that. I've never met another Jonason. The wonderful thing about Jonasons is that I'm the only one.
Was that supposed to be sung in the style of Tigger?
Yes, I'm the only one. Yes. I'm the only Jonason that I know and that anybody who's ever met me has known so far. Right?
Definitely.
That's pretty cool. So I didn't have the problem in school, like, there's no Jonason A, B, P, you know? There was a lot of kids in my classes that had their last initial as part of their name permanently. I think there might have even been times when there was Johns, and I had to be John P, which is not a good thing. You don't do that as a kid. You don't want to be P anything P.
Nope.
Another good thing is that no one has any preconceived notions about me when they meet me and learn my name.
Like a Karen.
Yeah, like a Karen. You can't be named Karen anymore. Everyone's got a bad opinion about you right off the bat.
I'm sorry, Karens of the past.
I know. Of the present too. Like, they have to just deal with that name meaning something already. You know, my name means nothing, so, you know, I could either be like a great Jonason or not, but no one else determines what that is. When I went to college, I decided shortly after my very first class that I am not going to be John anymore. So I went into my first class ever, which was screenwriting class, and the teacher read off roll call, Jonason, Jonason, do you go by anything else? And I said, yeah, John. He's like, okay, great. Scratched off Jonason and wrote John. Ooh. And then I left that class thinking, what did I do? I was going to be Jonason now because, you know, if people don't know how to pronounce it, then that's their problem. If they're not taking the time to learn what it is, then they obviously don't, you know, need to take enough time to actually get to know me, so it doesn't matter if they get it wrong, right?
Yeah. Well, it's a good way to know how much someone kind of cares about you, because if they say the name Jonason and, you know, then
I know that they've taken a little time.
Yeah.
I walked out of that class and I decided that I'm Jonason now, and you can learn how to say it or you can get out of my life in the nicest possible way. Believe it or not, there's a few bad things about having a weird name.
No, there can't be. Okay.
One of them is people don't know how to pronounce it when they're reading it. But it's spelled the same way that it sounds, Jonason. And so it shouldn't be that hard. If you sound it out, you should be able to get it. But some people stumble through it. The weirdest one I think I ever heard was Jonason. I don't know why. There's no H.
Yeah, let's just throw in an extra syllable in there.
That's another negative, is there's no personalized trinkets with your name on it.
Well, that's just the thing. They'd have to really personalize it, you know, to get it to be your name.
Which when I did get those things, which was from time to time, I got an actual real personalized thing, it meant even more because, like, you know, they had to actually personalize it.
Yeah.
When I go to meet a new person, the conversation is always the same, and it's my name is always the first conversation I have with somebody. It's, hi, nice to meet you. I'm Jonason. Jonason. You know, I have to say, yeah.
Wait, are we on the pro or con right now?
This is a con.
Oh.
Because I don't always want the very first interaction with somebody to be my name. I mean, it's an easy conversation starter, but it's not a great one. It's always like, oh, where's that from? And I say, my parents made it up. One person one time that I met at church, I introduced at the beginning, and then at the end, he spins around and says, were your parents hippies? And I had to say, no, they weren't hippies. They were too young to be hippies. I always also have to decide when I'm meeting somebody, is it worth correcting them? You know, off the bat, most people will just say, Jonathan, got it, or Johnson. But I have to think, am I going to know this person longer than 10 minutes? Then I should probably correct them now. At restaurants, I have this irrational fear of going to places and giving my name because I don't want to lie to them and give them a different name. That's just weird because what if I forget what name I gave them? Or, like, I don't, what's your name? And then I just like, what is my name?
Why don't you just say, you just have to learn how to just really quickly say, it's Jonason. It's like Jonathan, but it's sin.
They don't care. They don't actually care what my name is. And then they're going to be like, well, how do you spell that? Doesn't matter, does it? Yeah, and I don't want to also be like, I'm like this person, but with sin. That doesn't sound nice. And that's pretty much all I have. I embraced my real name. Don't call me John. Please do not call me John.
At least no one messes up your last name, but they mess up my last name, so...
Yes, that was the best messed up name I've ever heard. It's not Parata, it's Paratato. That was my favorite messed up name I've ever seen written in an article about us, Jesse.
That's Mr. Potato Head to you.
I think I totally forgot that one. I must have emptied that from the trash bin of my mind. Paratato?
Paratato is your name.
Paratatos. Boil him,
my
mash
phone.
him, stick him in a stew. He must have been thinking of two things at once. Maybe he was, watching a cooking channel as they were writing that article.
He was writing an article about
Paratato.
Toy Story, I guess. I don't know. Oh, one more good thing about having a strange name is that I am free to be friends or date, although I'm married, to marry anybody I want. You couldn't probably get away with marrying a girl named Jessie. It'd be weird, right?
Yes. I mean,
They're-
I'd have to call her Jessica
Or something.
forever. Yeah.
Unless her name was not Jessica. Yeah, see, like, you're limited of the number of people that you could be. You can't be... If my name was also Jesse, we wouldn't be able to have the show and be best friends. That'd be weird.
Mm-hmm.
It'd
Yeah.
be Jesse squared, and
You don't have to worry about and you don't have to worry about your girlfriend's like dog being named the same name as you or something.
Right, that too. Yeah, see. So if it's still June 2020 and you're watching this video when it's fresh, you can donate right now, $25, and get an amazing poster. But if it's not and you missed it, sorry, you can still join and you can get some cool stuff like behind the scenes videos. You can join us for a game night, Jesse. Wasn't that fun?
Yeah, it's cool. Join us live for game time.
And all sorts of fun stuff. So join us over there on Patreon and help make this show and the other ones possible. Thanks, goodbye.